Now let's look at some key ideas for the novice trader. The most important thing to understand is risk. Risk is the only thing you can really control. You can't control what happens to your position once you're in. You can't make the price go up or down. You can't make your trade profitable. You can't help the way you feel anxious about your trade once you're in, but you can control how much you will lose if things go wrong, if the price goes against you. The worst thing you can do in trading is to trade without a stop loss. There are certain complex ways of doing so safely, but as a new trader, and in almost all circumstances in your trading life, your basic rule must be never trade without a stop. So what is a stop loss? When you decide to buy a share or commodity, you should always automatically place a corresponding order into the market to sell at a predetermined price if the trade starts to go against you. Where you place this is a matter for debate and depends on the pattern you are using to trade in the chart. We'll look at some simple trading ideas in another video. For now, let's look in more detail at how the stop loss works. Here is our chart, and for whatever reason we've decided to buy here, and let's pretend the price is 100 pence. Now, if the price keeps rising, then we're okay. We're making money, and at some point we need to take the profit and sell, but that's for another day too. For now, let's just consider what happens if something goes wrong. If the price doesn't do what we expect, what happens next? Well, we start to lose money, of course, but unless we're willing to lose everything, we need to have decided before getting into a trade at what point our idea is not working, so the losing and the pain can stop. So, in this case, let's say that this point is just here. Okay, we're getting in here, and if things go wrong, we will get out at this level here, and we'll call this 90. Okay, and we will do so automatically by leaving a stop loss order with our broker. So how is this so liberating? It gives us the power to cap our risk at something we can stand, right? To stop our loss, literally. For professional traders, this might be as little as 1% or less of your total trading capital. For small traders starting out, it's difficult to trade a meaningful size and keep the risk down. But by accepting we are wrong, we can then move on to the next trade and make a clean start. So for purposes of this illustration, let's say that we only want to risk 1% on this trade, and we've got a £100,000 account. Well, if we are planning to get out, if the trade goes against us by 10 points, then we can afford to buy 10,000 shares at 100 pence per share. Here's our risk calculation. In the UK, shares are priced in pence, but pricing in the US is different. We can talk about that another time. Here's our risk calculation. So that's 10 pence times 10,000 gives you a risk of £1,000 on this trade. So our investment is going to cost 10,000 in capital, but the risk is only £1,000 if we keep to our stop. We've controlled our risk to something that lets us sleep at night. Without a stop, we might wake up and find our initial risk had doubled or tripled. What do we do then? Hope it comes back to break even? Tell ourselves we'll hold on to it as a long-term investment? All of these things lead to disaster and greater losses. Let's just look at what happened to this trade and what would have happened without a stop. So, we're happily in our trade here. What happens the next day? Oh, not looking so strong anymore, but still not disastrous. Hasn't touched the stop loss yet. Next day, big down day. If we had a stop in place, we're taking our loss of £1,000. Without that stop, our loss is going to be at least double that, 2,000, getting on for 3,000 now. Let's hold on one more day and see what happens. Oh dear, definitely down to 3,000, and it just keeps getting worse. So a good trader has to give up the idea that he will always be right, that his trades just have to work out, that the market is wrong. No matter how insane and exaggerated price movements may be, there is no use arguing with them, no use standing in front of a train or trying to catch a falling knife. The stop loss is the only thing that can protect you when your entry does not work out, so never trade without it.